Hi, my loves. Welcome back. Something's shifting. You can feel it in your chest before you can even name it. The pressure in the air isn't just political, it's spiritual. And this week, Spirit came through with layered, deeply guided messages about what exactly is unfolding in the collective. We asked about the emotional weight the world is carrying right now. We looked into the energy of the orange one and the ice raids. And we received direct messages from the ancestors about what's coming next. Spirit did not hold back. But before we begin, please remember that this is a collective energy reading, which means that not every message will resonate for everyone, and that's okay. Trust your intuition, only take what speaks to your heart, and lovingly leave the rest. Let's take a deep breath together. You were led here for a reason. Now let's see what the ancestors want you to know. Spirit, what is the collective emotional or energetic foundation for this week in the context of the current political and social tension? The first card we received is Wise One, and the card says, Grow within your current situation. Winter, take care of your needs. Stag, trust and thrive. The foundation beneath this week's collective energy feels ancient, grounded, and still. The Wise One steps forward as a grandmother spirit, reminding us to deepen rather than react. She tells us, You are older than the chaos. Your soul remembers the long arc of justice. Her message lands in our bones, an invitation to respond from depth, not panic. Winter confirms with the energy of retreat and quiet power. This isn't a time for frantic movement, but for spiritual conservation. The world may feel cold and threatening, but winter is holy. It asks us to trust the gestation period, where truths harden like ice before they thaw. The stag brings regal masculine strength, but the divine kind, the kind that guards, holds steady, and chooses stillness over violence. His antlers are antennas. His presence says, Hold your ground, root into truth, and protect your energy and dignity. Together, they're letting us know that the collective is being invited into sacred stillness. We are not being asked to rush or respond. We are being asked to remember who we are. Spirit, how are the Orange One and his administration influencing or being felt in the collective consciousness right now? We received Sage, be devoted and committed. Seer, see beyond the current situation. Eagle, see from a higher perspective. And Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. The influence of the Orange One is more psychic than physical right now. The Sage and the Seer suggest that his presence in the collective field is being felt as spiritual static, a test of discernment, patience, and clarity. The Seer warns us, not everything loud is true, not everything quiet is weak. He is moving in the darkness, but Spirit is watching. Eagle brings vision, reminding us that we are seeing this moment from a higher timeline. This card lifts us out of fear and into long-term understanding. It whispers, This is not the final chapter. Do not confuse noise for permanence. And the Heart Guardian enters to remind us not to become like him. This energy says, Stay soft, stay human. Do not let corruption harden your heart. In a time of political cruelty, choosing love is an act of rebellion. Together, they're letting us know that his darkness is loud, but the collective is being guided to rise above, to see clearly, and to protect our capacity to love despite the pressure. Spirit, how are the ICE raids and the deployment of the National Guard affecting the collective timeline spiritually and emotionally? We received Autumn, release the old and rest. Stargazer, set your sights higher. Hunter, track down your fears and desires. Great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. And Druid, hold the space. Autumn tells us that we're watching a spiritual shedding. People are being stripped of illusions, of false hope, and of blind trust. It is painful, but like trees surrendering their leaves, there's a divine intelligence in the letting go. Stargazer invites us to look beyond. It says, this moment is not the whole story. There is a future being written in parallel. We are not meant to stay in despair. We are meant to hold a vision beyond brutality. The hunter speaks to those fighting to survive. It acknowledges fear, grief, and uncertainty, but also precision and purpose. We are being called to channel our energy towards what really matters and to stay focused. Great Teacher appears to remind us even this pain is not wasted. Spirit is turning injustice into awakening. It may be hard to believe, but these events are opening hearts and catalyzing change. And the Druid ends this section with a timeless message: hold the space. Even when you are scared, even when you are grieving, hold space for hope, for those displaced, for what is sacred. Together, they tell us that this is a spiritual pivotal moment. Fear is real, but so is divine instruction. Spirit is guiding us to stay rooted in vision, focused on what matters, and soft enough to still hope. Spirit, what divine support, angel, or ancestor energy is being offered to help us move through these intense moments? We received Fire Guardian, and the card says, ignite your passions. Earth Mother, feel loved and comforted. And Drum, dream and journey. The Fire Guardian blazes in first, not with destruction, but activation. This energy says, your courage is divine, your anger can be holy. We are being invited to claim our inner fire, not suppress it, to alchemize rage into sacred resolve. Earth Mother comes in like a balm. She wraps around the collective like a prayer shawl. She says, you are held, you are loved, you are not alone in this fight. Her medicine is nourishment. She reminds us to rest, breathe, and reconnect to what makes us feel alive. And then Drum, the rhythm of the ancestors, the pulse that never stopped beating. Drum says, come back to your inner knowing, march to the sound of your own soul. This is spiritual grounding through sound, through movement, through remembrance. Together, they're letting us know that we are not abandoned, we are not unprotected, and that Spirit is rallying behind us with flame, soil, and song. Spirit, what message are the ancestors bringing through in response to this political and immigration event? We received Protection Guardian. The card says, drop your shields. Direction Guardian. Choose your path. Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. And Lord, take charge with authority. Protection Guardian comes in first like a shield. She says, lower your defenses and let Spirit guard what you cannot. We are not meant to carry the full burden of this battle alone. Our ancestors are fighting beside us. Direction Guardian then steps forward at a crossroads. There is a choice here. The message is, choose with your soul, not your fear. The path forward is not premeditated. It's shaped by intention, by alignment, and by bravery. Warrior confirms the intensity. He carries pain in his eyes and strength in his heart. He represents those marching, resisting, and surviving. He tells us, your fight is sacred, your pain is real, but so is your power. And finally, Lord appears, not to dominate, but to lead in love. He reminds us that divine leadership looks differently than earthly control. True power uplifts, protects, and blesses. Together, they're letting us know that the ancestors are surrounding this moment with fierce compassion. We are being protected, guided, and reminded that this moment is not hopeless. It's holy. Spirit, what is being revealed that we may not yet see, but that you are preparing us to understand? We received Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information. Snake, shed old skin. And Guardian Angel, you are not alone. Medicine Guardian arrives with emerald light and speaks gently, saying, there is healing in this upheaval. Though we don't yet see the purpose, we are already being rewired. Our nervous systems, our communities, and our values are all transforming in real time. And Snake confirms it. This is a shedding, a molting, a sloughing off of old illusions. Spirit is peeling back the layers so that we can live in truth. It's uncomfortable, but it's sacred. And then the guardian angel appears, the most tender presence of all. It's a whisper, not a trumpet. She says, you are never alone, even in the darkest timeline. She is with those grieving, with those praying, and with those in hiding. Together, they're letting us know that behind the scenes, deep healing is being initiated. We are shedding the old, protected by light and guided by invisible hands. Spirit is already preparing what's coming next. Altogether, they're letting us know that this week, the collective stands at a spiritual pressure point. We are being asked to trust beyond what we can see, to ground into ancestral strength, and to hold hope while shedding the illusions. Divine justice is moving, spirit is present, and you, my love, are not navigating this alone. Hold fast, the shift is real. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, my loves. If any part of this reading resonated with your spirit, I would love to hear about it. Drop your thoughts, your insights, or even just the word that stood out to you in the comments. I read every one of them, and I hold each of you in deep gratitude. Please make sure you're subscribed so that you never miss out on a message from Spirit, especially now, as we move through seasons that feel more intense, more sacred, and more revealing than ever before. Remember, this was a collective reading. Not every message is meant for everyone, and that's okay. Take only what feels right in your heart and soul and lovingly leave the rest. What Spirit is showing us now is not just a prophecy, it's preparation. We are not powerless in the face of change. We are the storm stillness. We are the ancestor's prayer. Hold the line, tend your flame. You are not alone in this rising. I love you. Thank you for being here. I will check in with you later.